Thank you, Hunter and Yancy, for your inspiring intro video. Marion Made is loving where you live, where you work, where you play, and where you learn. It is our county's people, places, products, and programs. Each year since Marion Made began in 2017, we have recognized individuals, businesses, and organizations for their unique contributions to Marion County. This year is no different as we salute 10 amazing honorees. Continue to watch and get a glimpse of a portion of what makes Marion great with the work of these 10 amazing recipients.
Melanie Warnick, author of This Is Where You Belong, The Art and Science of Loving the Place You Live, shared this statement. Our communities are what we think they are. That is why it is important to love where you live. Our first category of honorees are people. The 2 individuals we recognize this year truly loved Marion. Catherine L Ferguson was born in Marion, Ohio in 1924 to Harold W. and Margaret Hall. She was a 1942 graduate from Marion Harding High School. In 1943, she married Robert Ferguson and they shared 73 years of marriage. She was a loving mother to 4 children, one who was severely disabled with cerebral palsy. She dedicated her time to her family, especially this child, giving 24-hour care for 20 years. Catherine worked for George K. Brown for 9 years. She served on the Marion Library Board for 11 years and as president of the board for 2. Catherine was the first female member accepted into the Marion Rotary Club in 1987 and served as the club secretary for many years prior to acceptance, succeeding her father as secretary. After she retired, Catherine was given the title of Honorary Emeritus with a lifelong membership to the Marion Rotary Club. Catherine passed away in 2017 at the age of 92. There were only 9 years of her life where she wasn't living in Marion County. During her life, she was dedicated to and involved in the Marion community. Today, there are 2 scholarship funds at the Marion Community Foundation in her name, supporting graduating students in Marion County. One is the Marion Rotary Club Catherine Ferguson Scholarship Fund, and the other is Catherine Layla Ferguson Memorial Scholarship Fund. Catherine L. Ferguson loved where she lived. She was Marion Made. On behalf of Robert Ferguson, her husband, and her family, we would like to accept the 2020 Marion Made Honorary Award on behalf of Catherine L. Ferguson. Our second recipient in the people category is Greg Swepston. Though Greg was born in Columbus, Ohio in 1938 and attended high school and college there, it is his life in Marion, Ohio, we believe tells the most important part of his story. After graduating from The Ohio State University, Greg moved to Marion to begin his work career of 32 years in the Marion school system. Greg, known as Sweppy and Coach, started out as a physical education instructor and went on to have many different positions, including coaching basketball, track, and football, and also in administration as an assistant principal and director of athletics at Marion City Schools. He was inducted into the Marion Harding High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2004. As Greg said, he had a neat gig on the side as a professional baseball scout with the Montreal Expos from 1969 to 1978 and with the Boston Red Sox from 1978 to 2000, retiring after 31 years. But Greg was much more to our community, serving on various boards like Marion County Big Brothers and Sisters, the Marion Popcorn Festival Committee, as WDIF Cancer Stereothon Coordinator, as Marion Board of Parks Commissioner, and much more. These are phrases that have been used to describe Greg Swepson. Greg approached every task with tremendous optimism and enthusiasm, a keen mind, and the willingness to work hard. Throughout his career, he was known as a man of generosity. Over the years, his many acts of friendship and kindness, always done quietly, without fanfare behind the scenes, were legendary. We lost Greg Swepston this year after a battle with cancer. He will truly be missed by the Marion community. But his passionate love of Marion and the many students and friends he inspired will continue to show that Greg Swepston truly loved where he lived and that he was Marion made. On behalf of his daughter, Julia Rivas, we would like to accept the 2020 Marion Made Honoree Award on behalf of Greg Swepston.
For many people, it is difficult to discover the beauty and adventure that exist where they live and are constantly yearning to be somewhere else. As Russell Conwell, founder of Temple University, once said, "You can journey to the ends of the earth in search of wonders, but if you're lucky, you will discover happiness in your own backyard." Our two recipients in the place category show the importance of loving where you play. Founded in 1895, the Marion Women's Club Home's mission was to support education, artistic endeavors, and social issues important to the community of Marion County. These forward-thinking women are instrumental in starting the library, a hospital, school lunches, and the school nurse program in Marion. They worked for women's voting rights, supported the arts, humanities, and education. Today, the organization continues to follow in the footsteps of these women. Located in the beautiful Barlow home, the club and home are celebrating a milestone year. 2020 is the 125th anniversary of the club. The home, which is dutifully maintained by the club, has recently completed updates to Abigail Harding Lewis Auditorium, replaced the HVAC system, purchased a state-of-the-art audiovisual system, installed new floors, and painted the 1960s walls. Women's Club Home is also digitizing club's archives to enable sharing our history with the community and women's history scholars. Their crowning achievement of 2020 was for the Barlow home to be accepted into the National Registry of Historic Sites by the U.S. Park Service. The Marion's Women's Club Home loves where they work, play, and learn. They are Marion made.
This is a great honor for Marion's Women's Club, especially this year as we celebrate 125 years of enriching and empowering the lives of women and preserving the history of the club and the property. In the beginning of the club, the women met in homes and churches until 1945, when the Barlow family gifted the property to the Women's Club after their passing. As you can see, this home just deserves preserving. When you look at the beautiful architecture, the quarter-sawn oak, the carved plaster ceilings, the beautiful tile on the fireplace, it is just such a gem in Marion, and we are just so fortunate to own this property, and we feel like it deserves preserving. And the impact that the Barlow family had on this community and that our club continues to have in this community. The past 5 years have demonstrated renewed interest and excitement for the club's timeless mission and the preservation of the club's history and the home. Today, we're focused on collaborating with community nonprofits and providing affordable rental venue and enrichment programming for the community. Again, I'd like to thank the Marion Made program for this wonderful honor, and we are very proud to be Marion Made.
Our second recipient in the places category is the Henry True Home. This Gothic Revival style home was built in 1848 at the corner of Church and State Streets. The lovely home has been the home of 3 Henry Trues. The first, Dr. Henry True, practiced medicine in New York City before arriving in Marion in 1839. Along with his friend James Reed, they saw a need for a bank in Marion. They became co-founders of the Marion County Bank, Marion's first bank, and the state of Ohio's 4th oldest. Dr. True married James Reed's sister and built his home where his son Henry True, known as Harry, was born in 1848. Harry True was a druggist and also was active in the Marion County Bank, serving as president at the time of his death in 1906. Harry True married Flora Bowen in 1876, the daughter of Judge Ozias Bowen, who built what is now the Stingle True Museum. Harry and Flora had one son, Henry A. True, born in 1879. Henry A. True graduated from Princeton University as valedictorian of his class. He had planned to commence a career as a professor at Princeton when his father became ill. He returned to Marion to help his father and mother. Henry True lived in the home until his death in 1964. In his last will and testament, he established a trust and requested his home be, as he said, carefully preserved without material alteration, as a type of the architecture of the period in which it was built, in which shall be kept all such furniture, curiosities, objects, and articles of interest belonging to me. Today, more than 55 years after his death, the Henry True home is maintained as it was when he lived there. It is available for private tours, showing it is Marion-made and a place where you can love where you play.
I am John Bartram, one of the trustees of the Henry A. True Trust. I wish to thank Marion Maid for recognizing the Henry True home as a recipient of the 2020 Marion Maid Award. This home has been the residence of the True family for 3 generations, from 1848 to 1964. Since 1964, the home has been preserved by the trustees as requested in Mr. True's will. We wish to thank the Marion Maid organization for recognizing this beautiful home, which truly is a part of the history of Marion and the Marion Maid story. Thank you.
Author Melanie Warnick once said, "If our communities prosper, so will each of us. We all want to be in a place that is thriving and is successful." This year, 3 Marion Maid honorees in the products category show Marion's history, dedication, and amazing future. Isley's story began in America when they emigrated from Switzerland in 1833 and settled in Ohio, bringing with them their copper cheese kettle. By 1881, the grandson of the immigrant family was managing both a cheese factory and a dairy farm, which delivered milk by wagon to homes, hotels, and restaurants. In 1914, the Isley family purchased the Marion Pure Milk Company, which became the Isley Dairy Company, managed by Charles Isley with support from Bertie Jane Deardroff, bookkeeper, and helper with jobs related to the milk routes. Charles and Bertie were married and raised 7 children in Marion, and as a family were involved in managing the dairy. When the Marion plant opened on Marion's East Center Street in 1947, it was touted to be one of the world's most modern dairy plants, and was one of 11 plants and 400 retail stores that the Isley Dairy Company operated in 3 states. The East Center Street Dairy and Sales Room was in operation until 1969. The satellite South Main Street and Prospect Street retail locations contributed to the bustling downtown Marion and featured the convenience of dairy delis with luncheonettes and soda fountains offering sodas, banana splits, ice cream sundaes, the famous skyscraper ice cream cones, and the chocolate-covered Klondike ice cream bar. In 1968, John and Nancy Isley continued the Isley tradition of innovation with the opening of the Isley Shop on Mount Vernon Avenue, a new concept in family dining. The Isley Shop was a popular destination of Marionites and thrived until Mr. Isley's retirement in 1996. Although the Marion Isleys, including the dairy and the Isley Shop, have been gone for over 25 years, the Isley name still evokes fond memories. For over 3 generations, a trip to Isley's was a special treat to enjoy a chip-chopped ham sandwich, a side of homemade potato salad, or a generous Big Eye burger platter, complete with a classic tin roof sundae or a Klondike bar, now world famous. Even more than good comfort food and favorite ice cream delights, Isley's became a celebrated Marion institution, a welcoming place to gather with friends and families. Thank you, Isley's, for being Marion Maid.
Thank you, Marion Maid. I am Lorraine Isley Barker. On behalf of the entire Isley family, I want to thank Marion Maid for presenting this 2020 award to Isley's, which over the years has included the Isley Dairy Company and the restaurant known as the Isley Shop. It is an honor to have our contributions be recognized as part of the Marion success story. We have always been proud to serve the Marion community and I appreciate the opportunity now to say thank you to you.
Our second recipient in the products category is the Jersey Drive-In. The Jersey has a long history in Marion, Ohio, opening in June 1949. Paul and Yuma Castor were the first owners, selling ice cream only at that time. From 1966 to 1995, the second owners were George and Maxine Bosley, and Ruth Bosley Shelton, and Dean Shelton. Today, Barb and Dean Pine are the current owners, just completing their 25th year with the Jersey, and the drive-in has been open for 71 years of operations. This long-standing tradition in Marion now has more than basic ice cream, with sundaes, splits, coney dogs, other sandwiches, and more. It is a family gathering place, a stop after a hard day at work, and even a photo op for wedding parties and graduates. People look forward to mid-February when they know the Jersey will open, and shed a tear each year when they close in September. As Barb Pine shared, the most positive thing for us in the business is the long-time relations that we have made with our employees. They really are family. And of course, the Marion community has been fantastic in supporting our small family-owned Marion-made business. Despite small profit margins, the Jersey has always been there for Marion, sharing a friendly smile, positive thoughts, and giving back to our community when they could. In these days of mega companies and COVID business closings, the Jersey is a beloved treasure of memories and friendly experiences for the Marion community. The dedication of their owners and employees show they love where they work and that they are Marion made.
Hello, Marion. I am Barb Pine with the Jersey Drive-In. The Jersey Drive-In was opened on June 24th, 1949. For the last 25 seasons, my husband Dean and I have managed the business. At this time, we would just like to thank Marion Made for recognizing us as a 2020 honoree. We would just like to thank our employees, past and present, over the last 25 years for making the Jersey a popular spot for either a sandwich or ice cream treat. More importantly, or just as important, we would like to thank you as a customer for patronizing our business either in one way or another. We open in mid-February and close mid-September. As we all know, 2020 has been a crazy year, but we survived and we're looking forward to serving you in February 2021. Thanks again, Marion Made, and thank you.
Our last recipient in the products category is the Marion Industrial Center. The center operates 4 locations with over 2 million square feet of space that store, ship, and organize a variety of different products. These locations in Marion include 3007 Harding Highway East, 1207 Cheney Avenue, 617 West Center Street, and 1550 Cascade Drive. They were developed by entrepreneur Ted Graham and have operated for over 40 years. The Industrial Center deals with storage, distribution and handling, logistics, intermodal services, and automobile handling, helping a variety of different companies expand their operations. Probably best known is the Harding Highway location, a former 1940s era defense depot that stretches for over 2 miles along State Route 309. It is now the Marion Industrial and Intermodal Center, the only privately run intermodal terminal in the United States. Here, the 2 million square feet of industrial buildings are home to 40 companies and house everything from the maker of commercial bathroom fixtures to a distributor of virtually all the Mexican beer consumed in Ohio and the surrounding states. Upwards of 1,000 people work on this 510-acre site each day for many different companies, such as the Schneider National, Mills Company, Marion Intermodal, Boise, HBD, Sika, Owens Corning, Wyandotte Snacks, Bucyrus Railcar, Stiegel Construction, Lube Depot, and Schwartz Partners. Though quietly operating often behind the scenes, the Marion Industrial Center's vast impact on the community's economy is immeasurable. They are Marion Made.
First, I want to thank Marion Made for awarding Marion Industrial Center this award today. All of the over 100 employees that take care of unloading or loading or handling of the hundreds, even thousands of rail cars, automobiles, trucks coming into and out of the depot on a monthly basis has made the depot unique, not only in Marion, but regionally and even nationally in the logistics world. On behalf of all the employees here at Marion Industrial Center, we want to thank Marion Maid for this honor.
Henry Ford once said, "Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young." Each of our 3 Marion Maid honoree recipients in the program category understands the importance of learning for Marion County to have a successful future. 100 Women Who Care Marion, Ohio is a chapter of a national charity movement led by women committed to making a difference. Marion County is blessed to have such a group of dedicated women who, starting in 2014, have collected and donated nearly $110,000 to various nonprofit organizations and outreach groups that serve the county. The Marion County chapter, formed after founding member Lisa Cudd saw a report about a donation the Columbus chapter made to benefit local children. Cudd shared, "I typically hate watching the news because it's always so full of hate, misfortune, and sadness. The news story gripped my heart, and it didn't let go. My first thought was that I wanted to join this group of Columbus women. Then almost instantly I changed my thinking to, we can do that right here in Marion." She recruited Doris Schwartz, Dina Coy, and Deb Douglas, who formed the core of the founding membership. 13 Marion County women attended the first fundraising meeting in May 2014 and generated $1,425, which was presented to the Marion General Hospital Spirit of Hope Fund. From the initial group of 13, membership has grown to 29 individual members and 9 teams comprised of 37 individuals. 100 Women Who Care Marion have proven naysayers wrong that Marion couldn't have such a group. Their simple act of caring and taking those next steps have made a difference to so many in Marion County. Thank you, 100 Women Who Care Marion, for your compassion and dedication. You are Marion Maid.
On behalf of all the members of 100 Women Who Care Marion, Ohio, I graciously accept this prestigious award for Marion Maid. We are excited for what is to come, from starting with a mere thought from our founder, Lisa Cudd, to a core of 3 more, then to a core group of 12. We are now continuing to grow and now have 89 members. Our first donation of $1,425 was in May 2014 to the Spirit of Hope Foundation. With adding new members every year, we are now donating upwards of $5,800 a quarter to a local charity. We are proud to announce we have donated a total of $110,000 to local Marion charities since our inception in May 2014. We graciously accept and thank you once again for this honor. We are Marion Maid and Marion Proud.
Our second recipient in the program category is Leadership Marion. This program was started by a group of citizens concerned about the lack of new leadership in the community. Their mission is to invite people from throughout the Marion area to take the time to better understand Marion's history, its current challenges, and its future possibilities. Once a month for 9 months, the class does a day-long session exploring the essential building blocks of our community, from education, business and government, to healthcare and social services, with the goal of building Marion's future leaders that are as empowered as possible for these roles. To date, Leadership Marion has graduated over 550 individuals since 1991, with many becoming more involved in leadership and roles in their workplace and in Marion County by volunteering, joining nonprofit boards, running for local elected office, and gaining lifelong friendships with former classmates. Class members have an opportunity to make an immediate impact on Marion through a service project they identify and complete during their time together. Leadership Marion has produced over 30 diverse community projects addressing the immediate needs of Marion County. Some of these projects include the Edible Forest and Community Gardens at Sawyer Ludwig Park, the Taste of Marion Restaurant Showcase, and the Forge Business Accelerator Program. Leadership Marion 2020-2021 class is currently taking place with over 30 participants who will join the 45 COVID-delayed members of the 2019-2020 class later in February 2021 to create the largest and most diverse leadership class ever. Leadership Marion truly encourages hundreds of future Marion leaders to love where they learn and be Marion made.
Hi, I'm Matt Carberry, President of the Marion Area Chamber of Commerce, and on behalf of the over 550 participants and their organization sponsors who understood the value of employee and community development, I would like to thank Marion Made for naming the Chamber's Leadership Marion program as a recipient of the Marion Made 2020 Awards. The Leadership Marion program started in 1991 by a group of citizens concerned about the lack of new leadership in the community. Their core belief was that as Marion continued to grow and develop, there would be a need for a continuous pool of individuals to fill diverse leadership roles throughout the community. It is the mission of Leadership Marion to invite high potential candidates from throughout the Marion area to join in a journey to better understand Marion's history, its current challenges, and its future possibilities. During 9 months of day-long sessions, together they explore essential building blocks of the community, from education, business, and government to healthcare and social services. In addition to the personal leadership development and the gained knowledge of Marion's challenges, Leadership Marion has provided class members the unique opportunity to have an immediate impact on those challenges through a community class project. Over the years, Leadership Marion has produced over 30 incredibly diverse, timely community projects designed to respond to the immediate needs of Marion County, including cleanups, community pride events, new job and business creation programs, and so much more. We are so proud of the amazing classmates that have gone through the program, so thankful for our sponsors, and so appreciative of the amazing job our program facilitators and chamber staff, including our current dynamic team of facilitator John Shank and staff member Doris Dunn, and for everyone else that has made Leadership Marion the amazing program it is today. Again, I humbly accept this award on behalf of the program. Thank you so much to Marion Made for this wonderful honor, and we remain proud to be Marion Made.
Our last Marion Made 2020 honoree recipient, also in the program category, is the National Robotics Challenge. In 1986, the original event, the Robotic Technology and Engineering Challenge, was founded by the Society of Manufacturing Engineers under the guidance of Tom Moravi and Dr. James Hanneman. But in 2004, an innovative group of individuals brought the event to Marion. In 2005, they renamed it the National Robotics Challenge. The National Robotics Challenge is the longest continually operating robotics event in the United States and is the premier educational event for open platform robotics competition. The challenge believes that engineering is not just about getting parts and changing how they are put together, but designing or finding the materials and equipment best suited for the problem at hand. That's why at the challenge, all contests are open platform to give students real engineering experience and exposure to a full range of software and hardware options. By partnering with industry leaders who understand that supporting excellent educational experiences for today's students develops the workforce they will employ in the future, the challenge keeps entry fees low. Because of the amazing educational benefit and low entry costs, this event brings hundreds of people to Marion annually, allowing our community the opportunity to show off our great hometown. The National Robotics Challenge defines love where you learn and allows others from across the country to also be Marion made as they learn and play here. Thank you to the National Robotics Challenge for being Marion made.
Hello, my name is Tad Douse, and I'm the Executive Director for EDU Everything and the Director of Events for the National Robotics Challenge. The National Robotics Challenge is very honored to be recognized for this prestigious award. In 2004, 3 local educators left Rochester, New York after competing at the longest-running robotics competition in the United States. As discussion of the event took place on the bus ride home, it was decided that Marion, Ohio should be the future home for this event. From our first year with only a couple hundred participants and just a few robots, the National Robotics Challenge has grown into one of the premier open source robotics competitions in the United States. Now, every year, over 1,000 students from throughout the U.S. converge on Marion, Ohio every spring to showcase their skills in manufacturing, engineering, robotics, and technology. Since that first event in 2004, the Marion community has been a fantastic supporter of our event. From our very first sponsor, Bender Communications, to collaborations with Whirlpool, RobotWorks, our local school systems, Marion Technical College, OSUM, and so many local volunteers and business leaders who have supported this annual event. This community has assisted us with taking what many considered to be an impossibility and turning it into a reality. I would also like to thank all the fantastic people at Honda who have supported us financially and with outstanding judges each year. The National Robotics Challenge owes all of you a huge debt of gratitude for helping us pull off this event each and every year. With your support, hundreds, if not thousands, of young people have launched careers in engineering and technology based on the experiences they had in Marion, Ohio at the NRC. So from our entire organizational committee, Rich Ramey, Ed Goodwin, Mark Robinson, Brad Potcotter, Eli Cochran, and myself, we would like to thank you so much for this wonderful honor. We plan for the National Robotics Challenge to be an important part of the educational fabric in Marion, Ohio for many years to come. Thank you so much.
The Marion Made program is made possible through the generous donations of grants and sponsorships from our community. We'd like to thank our sponsors who have made the Marion Made program possible through their generous support.